What's up, friends and family? Welcome back to this episode of Ballers World Live. I want to give a special shout out to Party on Demand and DJ Fresh Kid. Y'all are holding it down. Appreciate you. We have a great guest in studio. I mean, he can't be very happy right now. Clipper Darrell's here with us.
What up?
Welcome, sir.
I think
whatever.
I think we should just get straight up to it.
Yeah.
Man, let me ask you this question.
Man, what's up?
So I read that the Clippers want to keep Blake Griffin and CP3.
Okay.
Can we just talk about how you're feeling, sir, the Clippers? How do you feel about that?
I mean, right now, Doc's been our coach for 5 years. Okay, 5 seasons. Doc need to, they need to make a decision on that.
Ooh.
Getting the players. I mean, we had every season. Our bench has been changed 5 different times, man. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to have some consistency.
Correct.
We have no plays, we have no identity, and we have no structure. This is what we need. If we're going to contend to be a championship tender team, this is what we're going to have to get, man. I'm very upset about this right now.
Oh man, and it does. It rests a lot on the shoulders of Doc.
It's all on Doc.
Yeah.
He's the GM. I mean, he's the president.
Yeah.
And the coach. Come on, man. So when you have a problem with your coach, you can't even go to the president.
Yeah.
You have a problem with the president, you can't even go to the coach.
Yeah.
You know
Who
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
go to?
No, facts.
The only one I can go to it is Austin.
Yeah.
Right. He got $35 million.
Hey, well, you got to. Hey, his dad did right by him on that one. So big ups to Doc on getting that check on the way out.
Anybody, any
the only one
parent,
winning.
any dad would do that for
Yes,
his son.
correct.
I don't care who you are.
Well, here's a question I have for you. We're talking about the state of the team and the franchise. I think it was last week on Colin Cowherd, Big Baby Davis came on, and he actually stated some interesting facts. He talked about, in the way I was perceiving it, that almost as if Chris Paul was really the issue and the dynamic of why this team isn't successful. As strange as that sounds, he even went as far as to say that there's been some chippiness between him and Blake Griffin, and also between their other star player that they signed during the last part of free agency, DeAndre Jordan, as well. So when you look at all these players revolving door coming in and out, obviously Doc has to make a decision. The whole organization has to make a decision. But where do they go from here? You know what I mean? Like, what direction do they go in? If you break that team up, who are you going to get? What are you going to get for those pieces for CP3 and Blake Griffin?
Everybody has a job in here, right? You're not going to be able to work. There's 15 guys on a team.
Correct.
Everybody's not going to get along.
Yeah.
I respect that. But you respect the game.
Correct.
You go do your due diligence and play the game. But the problem is, I don't think it's a problem with so much Blake and CP3. I love Blake and CP3
Correct.
together. They play well together. Blake needs to learn how to quit stopping the ball and move the ball
But
around.
let me ask you this. But why would Big Baby Davis make those statements? He made statements to go as far as saying Chris dribbles the ball too damn much. You know what I mean? And you
I
just
second
made
that
the
emotion.
statement that they have no plays. So if you
Exactly.
have no plays,
That's
and
why they do
and
it.
your leader is doing that, and I mean, at this point going forward, is it even beneficial to bring both those guys back? Blake's obviously injury prone.
If you bring in a coach that gives them structure,
Correct.
Chris won't hold the ball that much.
But Chris has been known to do that his entire career.
He was doing it in New Orleans.
But that's how everybody has built the structure.
Exactly.
But
is he going to change this far in his career? Is he going to be open to listening to a coach that's trying to get the ball out of his hands when the majority? Chris doesn't move without the ball.
He can move without the ball.
He doesn't. He hasn't done it in his career. That's a skill set. You can't just all of a sudden say, I'm going to start moving without the ball.
He can move it, but it's all about the structure, though.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Once a coach comes in and give them structure and plays,
Correct.
He's gonna give up the ball. Why do you think JJ Redick run back and forth? You don't touch the ball, you get tired.
Correct.
And then they want him to go play defense, and he's so tired.
Yeah, I agree with you. So again, going back to my
I agree
question,
with that.
Is it beneficial for the franchise to keep him, get rid of Doc, and bring in a coach and a system that
Yes.
creates that structure? Or
Yes.
do you deal these pieces now while you have value?
I mean, that's a decision that they're gonna have to come up with. But I mean,
I'm asking you, if you was in that position, if you were GM today, what would you do, Clipper Darrell?
Okay, if I was GM today, I would definitely sit down with Blake and have a good conversation with him.
What would you say?
Okay. Because I would want to know, where did he see his future at? The only problem that I have with Blake is that he stops the ball. Soon as they pass him the ball, now he wants to go one-on-one. You 6'10", bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Quit. You at the 3-point. You need to be down low, man. This is supposed to be an inside-out game.
Correct.
So that's what I would talk to Blake about. Now, if Blake can't go by that, then okay, it's time for you to get traded. And where you want to go? You know, because you got to respect. You got to respect the situation.
So would you have confidence? Here it is, a guy that's been in the league, what, 9? Is it 10 years? 9 years since Blake's been in the league? 10 years?
2009.
Okay, and now you as a franchise, you're asking him to play with his back to the basket, which he should have already adapted to that 5-6 years ago coming into the league. It seems to me at this point it's best to break this team up and go get pieces
There's a
and
system
rebuild.
that works.
Listen, they're the
Square
one, in
up.
my opinion, Clipper Darrell, and I don't know if you agree with this, they're probably the most underachieving team I've seen in the last 5 years. They've been up in the last 4 years 3-1, 2-1, and I think 3-0, and then 2-1 again, and lost all of those series.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the first season. Seriously, I've been ashamed of being a Clipper fan. Seriously, and this is my 25th season.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And we had bad seasons, or we had an owner that was crazy.
Yeah.
But my thing is,
he wasn't just crazy; he was beyond that. But go on. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what? I knew Donald Sterling personally.
Correct.
And we all say stuff, and he said it in the privacy of his home.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What I mean, as your mistress, man, she got
set up.
I mean, come on.
He fell for the okie doke on
You
that.
gotta pick a better mistress.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
You gotta pick a better-
And you know what? You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And it was funny. It's funny you said that, right? Because I seen Donald, man. Donald came in, man, with some dime pieces, some quarter pieces, some half dollars.
Yeah.
But the ugliest one that he ever brought in there, the one who brought him down.
Couldn't put on courtside.
Man.
Hey,
that
she
was
must have
crazy.
been putting it down.
Man. But hey, yeah, that's why you don't hear about her no more, though.
Yeah, she got paid.
Oh no! Shelly got her money back.
Oh, she
Shelly
did?
got the house
That's
back.
right, she did
She got
sue her.
all the cars back, everything.
Shelly wasn't playing.
No, she wouldn't
She
play.
wasn't playing. I remember that. She actually went after the young lady, if I'm not mistaken, and filed a lawsuit against her and
Exactly.
her husband at the time.
And the thing is, I don't have no bad. I mean, as a fan, Donald Sterling put me on a plane with the team. Donald Sterling put me in the Ritz Carlton. I had dinner with the whole organization.
Yeah.
As a fan, man, that's a dream come true for anybody, man.
Right.
I got 4 billionaires, man, that's on my phone right now.
Correct.
4 billionaires.
Yeah.
Donald Sterling,
Correct.
Steve Ballmer,
Correct.
Jeannie Buss, and Mark Cuban.
Okay.
So when you've been circulated around these people, man, you start to think different, man. This is a straight business.
Yeah.
You know? And when people respect the business, then you can respect the game a little bit
I
better.
agree with you on that.
And so to that point, that brings me to my question. I heard about this deal that was offered to you by Mark Cuban,
Yeah.
right?
January
To go-
2008.
right. To be
He knew the dating.
to be
Yeah, he knew the question was coming.
be
He was
Maverick
ready.
Darrell. You was gonna be
ready.
Maverick Darrell was the deal. So what happened? Tell everybody a little bit about that, man.
I mean, Mark Cuban, you know, he walked by me. I was down there in the family room, and he walked by. I said, "How you doing, Mr. Cuban?" He said, "Oh, Clipper Darrell." He said, "Man, I love what you do, man. I would love for you to come out to Dallas." I said, "Yeah, right." You know, I'm looking at him, and he kept elaborating on it. Right? We exchanged information, man.
Mark's a great dude, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
Shout out
called.
to Mark Cuban.
He said, "Hit me up." He said, "Call me tomorrow, and I'll get you out there." Man, he put me on first class. Man, I go out to the thing. Not only he gave me red carpet treatment. Not only did he had his vice president of marketing pick me up from the airport. He didn't like send no ride and
Right.
took me to the hotel.
Uber
man.
or something.
Exactly. I don't think Uber was around there.
He gave you the black car service.
Exactly. And he took me in that organization, man, and took me from the bottom to meeting the janitors.
Oh, wow.
All the way to the top.
That's nice.
You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I felt guilty, man. I
was
felt
in
like
there
I felt like I was cheating on my girl or something. You know,
Yeah.
my body was shaking. You know,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, I don't think I can do this, man.
So what was the determining factor that led you to saying no to a billionaire?
You know, honestly, this is the first time I ever said this to anybody. The Clippers called me at the 12th hour and told me, Clipper Darrell, we want to take care of you. That's what made my decision.
How did that make you feel when you got
That made me
phone
feel
call?
like my team wanted me, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then let me explain the punchline. I'm still waiting on that call.
Oh, wow. So
Oh,
let's go
man.
back in retrospect. Knowing that now, would you have taken that deal with
No.
Mark? Why?
Because why do you love me? Why am I here? Because I'm Clipper Darrell.
Clipper Darrell.
If I would just go to Dallas Darrell, I'd be Laker Darrell, I'd be Kings Darrell. then it ain't
anybody. There.
exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody Darrell, you know.
Check Darrell.
Exactly. Then there's no love there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, in an age where anybody can go with the win, you know what I mean? Whoever has the biggest numbers, I'm going.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting to see DeAndre Jordan change his mind. Similar in your situation, Mark. They courted him, laid out the red carpet, the whole nine, paid him, was going to pay him max money. And he turned that opportunity down to come back and play with the Clippers. And I see similarities in your stories. And here's not exactly, but somewhat similarities. So we're talking about an age where there's no loyalty, it seems, anymore, whether it be amongst teams, players, and franchises. Getting to the playoffs, I saw a team that, as you stated in your comments earlier, did not have an identity. I saw a team that's pretty much doing the towel as I watched those last two games. Now, I say that they competed up to a point when you got into the fourth quarter, which their execution absolutely stunk to me. And so going forward, when you look at where there's not a lot of loyalty, there's not a lot of commitment to the game and winning, where do you see now going forward that they can build on that and bring that same team back and can make the playoffs? I don't see that.
And have you be proud to be a Clipper.
Exactly.
Clipper Darrell again.
But all they got to do. This is all they got to do. They got to bring in somebody that's going to, they got a Mark Jackson. They got a Sam Cassell over there.
Yes.
They got guys that can show structure. And when they can do that, I felt I was watching pickup basketball, man. I thought I was going to go to the app.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to your app y'all got, man.
Yeah.
Where we
Ballers
like,
World.
Yeah,
Ballers
Ballers
World with
World.
the Z.
You know what I'm
Ballers World with
saying?
the Z.
And go get me a pickup game. 'Cause that's what we look like out there, man, playing pickup basketball, man.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it's all about CP3 holding the ball.
Correct.
They double team him, and he ain't got nobody to pass it to.
Correct.
You can't play like that.
In this playoff series that we had opportunity to see, I clearly felt like on paper the Clippers should have won that game within 5, maybe 6 games minimum. Mm-hmm. What did you think was the determining factor why they lost that series?
No, like I said, they ran play. They knew how to shut CP down. You see, when it came down to it, they shut CP down.
But you got a championship coach in Doc Rivers. At that point, he should be able
And he
to
got
make
one
adjustments.
championship, man. Come on, bro. He ain't Phil Jackson.
That's your coach, though.
He ain't, man. He is not Phil Jackson, man.
got
He
you.
got one. Now, did you see what he did? Okay, he won his championship in 2008,
That's right.
Now, in 2009, what did he try to do? He overcoached.
Yeah.
He overcoached.
Right.
And that's what happens,
Yeah.
man. You got to let
Micromanage.
these guys play, man. These guys are professional athletes.
Correct.
Let them play.
So what I hear you saying is that maybe Doc just doesn't have a system. It was the players that won those championships.
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe that.
If
Well,
you could bring someone in, who would you bring though?
Mark Jackson.
Mark.
Jackson.
I agree
Sam
with you
Cassell.
on that. Mark would be my first option.
Because he the one who made the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
what's
then
he-
Kirk came in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's he doing? He's commentating up there. He's just hanging out. So
Exactly.
come on down.
So,
I definitely think Mark would be my top pick, or possibly Sam Cassell. Those two guys would be in my conversation if I were going to be.
but he got
looking for a
$22
coach.
million left, though.
Well, before we go, we got to go to break. How can people connect with Clipper Darrell?
At Clipper, everything's at Clipper Darrell. That's Clipper, and then Darrell is Darrell.
Okay.
So whatever it is, my website, Instagram, social media, whatever it is.
Well, listen, man,
Thank
it's
you,
been
man.
a pleasure having
Thank
you on
you
this
so much.
segment.
Appreciate
I want to
it.
connect with you more after the show, so stick around. You guys stay tuned. We'll